Hello. I'm a little early. Am I? Let's check. 1 minute early. Thank you for joining Rethink with Rudiano. You can read it right now. And we're gonna check, sound check as usual. Oh, I've got this on. We don't need this on. Just checking that I am on and that then you can hear me. Yeah, it's working. Definitely live. Thank you for joining. Hello, this is Rudiano, and today we're going to be. Oh yeah, it's working. Right, shush, shush, Rudy. There we are. So we're going to think of or talk together about dreaming strategically. And this is a follow-up to the video that I done about AI. Check out the last video. What is it called? Let me see if I can have a look at this. My memory is so bad, I can't remember what I've done yesterday. Let alone last week, last Wednesday. I tend to come on every Wednesday. And last time, well, YouTube, show me what I did last time. This is not what I did last time. That at least I know. Home. Blah, 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 blah. Doesn't even show me. It doesn't show me. But anyway, last time I was talking about what is happening right now with AI, replacing all jobs and making people go into a panic. And there's two ways about it. You can either bury your head in the sand and pretend it's not happening, or try to strategize. But my take is that I like to dream. I'm a dreamer. But it's good to dream strategically, because if you just dream, obviously there's a very slim chance that what you're dreaming up is going to actually turn into reality. And if reality doesn't match what you dreamt, then you're completely lost. You don't know how to do it. So it's good to have both. Being a dreamer, being creative, but strategic as well about it. How do we do that? First of all, this is my music. This is me actually. This is coming out soon. One of these days. I've got too many songs coming out. Anyway, I'm going to put that a bit on lower volume so we can chat about this. So dreaming strategically sounds a little bit like a paradox, because I don't know about you, but when I dream, typically a real dream doesn't have rhyme or reason. No head, no tail. It's a bit like, actually let's have a look at this. It's a bit like the AI kind of dream. Yeah, things morph into each other. I think I had an example there that I found. Let's have a look if I can show it to you. There are quite a few examples there, but yeah, this one was interesting. It's a bit like this. Look at this. So something morphs into another scene and then into something else. There's kind of a structure, but it doesn't really make sense, does it? What's going on there? So it start now turned into a wedding. So it's like makes no sense. More often than not, that's how dreams are. They don't make sense. Then you listen, or well, you don't listen. You try to recall them, and you go, that didn't make sense at all. And then out of the blue, maybe one out of a lot of men, a lot of the majority of dreams, you have this one that actually sounds looks like a movie. There's a structure, there is a story, there's something happening. But more often than not, no rhyme, no reason. So how do we dream like that? But also become strategic about our dream, which is bringing that other mode, because that's two different modes. Actually, I was going to say that that's different parts of the brain. It's been debunked. It's not two parts of the brain. We tend to use our brain, both sides of our hemispheres, conjointly. It's just that sometimes it goes that way and that way, but it's not really like the logical side of the brain is this part, and the the creative brain side of the brain is that other side. It's not really like that. But there's still two really different modes. A bit like there's two different languages. You can either go on fully on that one or this other one fully. So we have to find a way that we're creative, we're spontaneous, we do our art, but at the same time we find some structure. We put structure in it. We put logic in it. We do our art with a purpose. So how do we do that? Well, actually, we do that instinctively. At least I do. For example, I do music. I do short stories. I've written some books. And typically, my creative process is the same way as my dream. It's just like my subconscious just takes over and does something. And I look at it and I say, right, how can I put structure in it? How can I embellish it? How can I make it make sense? So I go from one mode, creativity, spontaneity, to another mode, structure, logic. So it's the same with our creative processes. So allow yourself to create without censorship, without editing too much. If you're writing, just let it go, let it flow, which is a song I've written that's coming out sometime, I don't know, next year, the year after, I don't know, I've got too many. Let it flow, let it go. Do not impede the process. Let it unfold. Then once that's done to a certain degree, come back and look at it and go, right, okay, that doesn't really make sense. How can I put structure, put logic, put it in a way that would be easier received by an audience that is not you, that is not in your mind, that doesn't understand how your mind would make different connections out of the blue like that, for example. But I understand, because I've been doing this for a while, and it seems that a lot of people that I know think they haven't got a creative bone in themselves. So we're going to address that. If you know me for a long time, if you've been watching my videos, if you haven't, if you're new to this channel, welcome. And my name is Rudiano. I'm a singer, songwriter, writer. What else do? I do a lot of things, creative things. And my mission really is to use my creativity to inspire people to follow the same path and become more fulfilled by doing things creative and earning an income from it. Now, some people, actually a lot of people that I've been in contact with, directly or indirectly, think that if they're not creative in the traditional sense of the word, like for example, they're not a singer, they're not a poet, they're not a visual artist, they're not they don't do something creative that is physical, tangible. They think, no, I'm not creative. But that would be a mistake, because I argue that all of us started life creative. We were creative at some points when we were looking, through the world, exploring the world as children. We were creative. We were making connections that adults do not do. We were coming up with imaginary worlds that made adults chuckle. All of us, to varying degrees, of course, but all of us, as we were exploring the world, we were creative. But then what happened? We had a lot of institutions, a lot of people we respected, and the whole system, the whole world pushing that creativity into a box and pushing it to the side and saying, right, okay, you in your imagination, yeah, that's fine, but this is the real world. And instead of helping us to use our imagination within the world and try to marry those two, we were pushed really to put the dreaming, the imagination, the creativity aside. And then depending on what we did as a living, we were asked to basically come back to this thing that was repressed and try to make it fit the world. And it was a struggle, because using your imagination, but obviously because you're a bit out of touch with it, and also the world doesn't like what it doesn't like, so you have to really limit your creativity and make it fit whatever mission the company has for you, which is, hey, it's part of life, but it puts limits, and it doesn't help you to cultivate and to enhance your creativity. It kind of makes you, especially if you're naturally creative, it kind of make you look down on creativity. So you need to step out of that, especially now that we've got AI and we've got a situation in the world whereby really all you have to have is an idea, and the tools are there everywhere to make that idea come true. It might be difficult to execute, but not as much as it used to be, say, 5 years ago. It's crazy. All that is limiting us right now is our brain. And not even our brain, not our capacity, it's our imagination. How far can we push the dream? Or are we going to self-repress and say, no, I can never dream this, I cannot do that, that's not possible in this world? How do you know? The world is changing so rapidly. It is impossible to keep up. It's impossible. It is, seriously. Of course, I'm not talking about the bad thing that's happening. I'm not going to turn a blind eye to that. That's scary. However, apart from that, the possibilities that are opening up right now, they're opening up like one door after another, because it's a race. The AI world is a race. They are all trying to get their hands in there and trying to make things advance so that they can become the first to do this in AI, the first to provide this sort of AI offering, and to get the most money out of it. The first to do it is guaranteed to, well, guaranteed, I don't know, but very likely to make a killing. So, for example, if you allow yourself to get in touch with your childhood dreams, what did you think you were going to be when you were a child or when you were younger? Did you have dreams that you'd be something, I don't know, an astronaut. Apparently, that was one of my dreams when I was a toddler. But then later on, for example, I just had ideas like that. I had an idea of creating a game. It was a kind of if you my generation, you might know of this: Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Fatal Fury. All of them games, they were beat 'em ups. Yeah, fighting style. A bit like Super Smash Bros, which is a little more recent. Not so recent, but that's the kind of game I'm talking about. I was thinking of creating a game like that with characters that were from the Caribbean. Actually, I may be able to show you that sometime last year I was thinking, nowadays I can come up with my characters. Why don't I just have a little experiment and come up with the characters, what they would look like, because I had in my mind what they would look like, but then I used AI to try to come up with an actual design. Now, game, there you are. There you go. I've got a few of them here, courtesy of AI. There you go. That was the main character. Josué, Priya, Cynthia, where's Hector? Come back, go down, go down. Hector, and I have a couple of rings. Just did that as an experiment. I would not have been able to do that 10 years, not even 10 years ago, 5 years ago. The possibilities are endless. And from that, now, what I can really do is I can even start to code my own game. I mean, I've got too many projects as it is, so I won't do that right now. But just one. Another one is I had an idea for a shoe. I wanted to design a shoe. I even had the design of what it would be, but it was just a design. But nowadays, with 3D printing, that is a possibility. I'm not saying it's going to be very good, but who knows? With AI, we could have a little bit more advancement in that area. But there's so many ways that we can be creative and make it happen nowadays. And again, you might say, yeah, but all of that, that's traditional creativity. I'm nothing like that. Well, go through this exercise. Okay, you might not be a drawer, you might not be a writer. Do you have some hobbies? Do you have some interests? Do you have a topic that you come back to over and over again? You seem to be really attached to that. It might not be something that is 100% artistic, or it might be something that is artistic, but because you're comparing yourself with this mental model that you have of a creative, and you're thinking, yeah, but I'm not like this person, so and so. Now that person is really creative because their level of creativity is like that, whereas I'm like this. Don't compare yourself. Creativity is creativity. You start here, and by carrying on being creative, you find your voice, you find your style, and you become better at it. Everybody starts like that. Everybody. So without comparing yourself to somebody else, just think of it. What is that little thing that I'm always, it's a hobby that I always turn back to. It could be something like arts and crafts. It could even be something that is not even tangible. Like, you may be very good at picking arguments apart. You might be able to, you may have a knack for comedy. You may have a knack for turning a very difficult subject into a funny thing. You might be good at funny quips. You might be able to come up with memes very easily, come up with skits very easily. You might be a bit of a comedian, like a good at drama. Or even if you're not, there's something, there's a hobby, there's an interest that you could explore, make your own, and turn into a creative endeavor. And who knows, even a creative, not just outlet, but a creative venture that might turn into a business. Why not? How do you know if you don't explore it? Stop repressing yourself. This is not the world of repression anymore. We've got all, it's like we've been, this is kind of a metaphor for, we've been forced to be sheep. So we've been in a pen or whatever you call where you hold sheep together. There's a fence. You fenced in, so you can't go out. For years and years, you've been living in that enclosure. Then one day, the door is wide open. But because you've been so used to this enclosure, you don't see the door opening. You don't see that you can go out and graze on the field over there. You just stay in your little enclosure. There's not enough grass anymore. But you're just like completely oblivious that actually the door is open. You can go. We're a bit like that. We've been in this model of society where we were being employed, or even if we were freelancers, we have certain parameters we have to abide by, and everything is just like that, and we haven't been given any possibilities of stepping out really. But now we have. As a solopreneur, a solo entrepreneur, you can do so much more. You don't even need to hire a team nowadays. You can, and it's probably best to have a little bit of a team around you, even if they're not full-time. But the possibilities for a solopreneur have multiplied that there's no tomorrow. It's just, it's mind-boggling, really. We just need to open our eyes and explore strategically, though. Because, so we're dreaming. It's good to dream. Because if we don't dream, we just stay exactly where we're at, and we don't see the opportunities there. And when they start occurring and then people take them, and then you're looking and you're like, I wish I knew. You don't want to be caught in that trap. Now, I expect that it's going to take a long time. Well, I'm not sure actually, until it becomes too saturated for people to jump on the bandwagon. I'm not sure. But just in case, explore. You had an idea? Explore it. See if you can make it happen. Now we need to do that strategically. Okay. What do we need? Well, the concept of ikigai comes to mind. I love Japanese. I should know more Japanese. Japanese is one of my list of languages I want to learn. Anyway, ikigai is raison d'être, reason to live. In other words, what you are here to do. So it's actually, let me see. I have a little diagram of it here somewhere. So it's finding that happy middle between several things, like, the happy middle between what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can do. Finding that happy middle over there is where you want to be operating at. And to be doing that, you obviously have to do what you love, what you're passionate about, the creative part of you. You need to be looking at that, exploring that, finding your mark, your footing in that, so that you can become good at it. If you're not already good at it, it's difficult. If it's best to find something that you're already good at it, but especially that you're really passionate about. Because even if you're not good at it like you want to be, if you really love it, you're going to be good at it. Eventually, you will. And actually, with the help of AI, if you choose to go that way, you can become very quickly good at it because you have the knack for it. You know where you want to go. You know what it should look like or sound like or feel like. So you're not going to stop until you get to that. Whereas somebody who doesn't know so well and just wants the outcome of it, which is the audience, the attraction, the money, the power, the influence, whatever, might not have this je ne sais quoi, this possibly innate knack that you have for that specific thing. So try and find that one that you have an unfair advantage at. But this, what the world needs, is very good and it's very crucial because unless you are, in art, creative for creative sake or art for art's sake, you want an audience. You don't want to be creating, pumping money into your creations and not having any return. You want to be able to sustain that creativity, and for that to happen, you have to have something coming back. And for something to come back, the market has to like what you're giving them. Therefore, when you are creating, try not to create in a vacuum. Try not to create holed up in your cave. Try to, oh, this color is annoying. Stay here. There you go. Try to create, but have a finger on the pulse. Now, it's going to be difficult for at the beginning because if you're creating but you're not used to having an audience criticize your work, it might feel very, very, difficult. But as a creative, you have to toughen your skin. But obviously, you have to do it at one point where you reasonably happy with your work. Reasonably. You're never going to be 100% happy with your work. Don't try to find that. It's never going to happen. You're even going to be the best at what you do. Even when you're the best at what you do, then you're going to be thinking, oh, I'm quite sure that somebody else is going to come up and going to expose me. Talking about exposing me as a expert, we all, as creative, it seems to me that we all suffering at some point with imposter syndrome. It doesn't matter how good we people think we are. We always think, we're gonna be found out. Which reminds me, once you finish this video, have a look at my short story on rethink.creative.online. No, rethinkcreative.online. I put a dot too many. I'll show you at the end. But I made a short story that is depicting that. I call it the funhouse mirror effect. Actually, I don't call it that. It is called that. The funhouse mirror effect. You know, the fact that when you go to a mirror in those amusement parks, I don't know if they exist still. I'm gonna have to check. But you go to this kind of hall of mirrors, and they distort your shapes. They make you long and short, and they make you not long and short, long and thin, or short and wide. Convex, all sorts of shapes, but that's not your reflection. And sometimes as creative, we like that. We have a feeling that we are all these shapes. We're not this shape. We don't look as bad as we think we do, but that's an ongoing issue. Anyway, so as a creative, you have to find your style, find your voice, but also making sure that you find this happy middle between what you like doing, the expression of yourself, and what the market will respond to. And there's no other way to know what the market will respond to other than putting it out for the market to judge. And of course, there's always this chance that the market will not understand you, it won't get you, but that's something you have to do. And if you don't want to have the whole market judging your stuff, what you can do is try find somebody who's safe, who will give you an appraisal, an opinion. And remember, it's an opinion on your art. And then what you really want is to find a way where your art is appeals enough so that even somebody who might not be your target audience might look at it and say, actually, this is quite good. It's not really my cup of tea, but it's good. I think you should do something with it. To get to that stage, but for that to happen, you need to create until you find your voice, find your style, and also get somebody to appraise it. Right. Now, again with a strategy, I'm gonna give you a little story. One of my one of my songs, I wanted to do a music video to. I still have that in the back of my mind. At one point, I'm gonna be doing that. Go to the music video part of things because I create songs, but I want them to be interpreted visually as well. I'm a little bit of a filmmaker at heart. Well, I say at heart. My heart is here. No, it's not. At heart. But obviously, I haven't got the skills. I'm trying with YouTube, but I obviously haven't got. I'm not a filmmaker, not by trade, but I'm not even an amateur filmmaker. I've tried to do a few short films. I need to know more about camera work, angles, film grain. I need to learn a lot of things. So I was looking for somebody who could help me with that, and I stumbled across somebody who is able to do music videos, like animated music videos using AI. And I was like, huh. I saw their work and they got a few awards for their work, and I was like, huh. I'd like to know how much it costs to do one of those. So I reached out to them, and they told me the price, and I was like, yeah. So obviously, I thought, oh well, thank you, but no, thank you. Now, am I saying that they don't deserve that price? I'm not saying that. The problem is, I didn't say that to them, but at the time, I think that's probably 6 months ago or something like that. But at the time, video generation, AI video generation wasn't so good as it is now. Now it's still not completely there yet, but for a fraction of her price, I could do my AI music video right now. It would take me longer. There would be little quality issues, yes, but I could. The only thing is that I wouldn't do it because I've got too many side projects right now. I don't want to add one other like that is so labor intensive. But I could. So what's my point? While creating, it's good to keep an eye on what's happening in the AI world. so that you know where you can position yourself. As far as I can see it right now, there's two that are emerging. One, do you want to be 100% human creator, not using AI at all? Because that could be part of your branding, and that could be part of your appeal. Because I think there's going to be a rising market for things that are completely AI free, because the market is flooded by AI right now. People are getting fed up with it. So I understand that people might need AI free stuff, AI free art, AI free everything. I can see that happening at one point. Now you've got that, and you've got the other side. Do you want to become an enhanced person using AI to amplify your reach, amplify everything that you're doing, so that you can scale, and you can scale in quantity, everything. And that's what I'm doing right now. Actually, I might shift completely, but you need to know that, and you need to know where this is going. Why? Because, like in the example that I said, she's getting replaced very soon. When AI is able to do an animated video from start to finish at a fraction of, at a measly I don't know how much, 20 quid or 30 quid or maybe 100 quid, she's getting wiped out. Now I'm not banking on it happening. I'm not asking that is happening for her. I hope it doesn't, but that's the way things are going. Therefore, you need to know what, is your art, is what you're creating going to be, is it likely? Because it's difficult to know as well, because seriously, I did not expect it to go the way it's going. I did not expect blue collar to be replaced by AI. I certainly did not expect professional services like being, legal, coding, things that highly trained people are doing. I did not and expect that to be threatened by AI. All I thought would be threatened is the low cognitive tasks, the repetitive admin tasks, but looks like it's going in ways that are unexpected. So we don't know exactly, but it's good to know where, keep an eye on what is going, so that we can future proof to an extent what we're doing. Is it likely that it's going to be replaced? If not, that's great. Let's go there. Double down in it. Or if you're not quite sure, and to be honest, all of us, whether we're expert or not expert, articulate, not articulate, everything that you're watching online, including me, we don't know. We guesstimate. We use our best guess, using our pattern recognition, our experience, our brain, and everything. But nobody is 100% sure what's going to happen. So it might be that go the other route, 100% human. That's another avenue. It's up to you. But allow yourself to dream strategically. And I'm going to end up with this. Now, obviously, I'm trying to evolve as at the same time as AI is. Obviously, that's kind of impossible. I'm just saying that, and I'm just hit with the absurdity of that statement, because AI is evolving like this. Whee! And I am like this. I'm not keeping up, but I'm still trying to. So I'll end up with this. So you've seen the card. I hope I'm not going to change it. I might change it, but the thumbnail is bots versus beats, or beats versus bots. And basically, it's a reference to what is happening with the music business at the minute. So I'm gonna let you on a secret. So I do music. I've been doing music for as long as I live, and obviously I play a bit of instruments. You can see the guitar. Look at that. It's proof that I've been using it with nails. That's not good, but uh, I used to create my music from scratch, and it used to take a lot of time. Nowadays, I'm using samples, a lot of them, and then I edit them a lot. But I have made a collaboration with one of my mates, and it was made with Suno AI. And obviously, we edited it a bit, and I added my bit to it. But turns out, copyright issues are getting, it's getting muddy with AI, because obviously AI has been trained on 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 proprietary stuff. That's what it comes out right now as. So somebody has created a song, and then the AI company came in, took that song, put them in their model, so that now they can regurgitate a song that is taking a lot of elements from that song without paying anything to the original creator. Now that's a problem. So therefore, at the minute, what it looks like in the legal field is that when you create something with AI or with samples, it's a bit of a gray area whether you're gonna be able to earn anything from it, because they may they may think, or say that actually it's not really your creation. And it's a very difficult legal battle there. It's very murky, because obviously they said, what about, that's what the creative said. What about if you take a picture of something? You've taken a picture of a landscape. You haven't created the landscape. You haven't created anything about the landscape. All you've done is capture it in a way that is artistic, that is aesthetic. You've put some elements. You've edited your picture, but you haven't created anything of it. So when you use AI, yeah, you haven't created the sample, the sounds that it came from, but you have edited, you have asked a lot of things so that it became your creation. So again, it's a gray area. I'm not sure where it's gonna go. So it might be that in the future, if you do create stuff with AI, that one, you have to disclose it. Two, you might not be able to have it copywritten. So if somebody wanted to use it and do a cover of it or remix of it, you almost wouldn't have a leg to stand on. But shout out to oh, what's her name? Delgado Entertainment Law, Crystal. I can't remember, but she's the music law attorney, and she was saying even in that scenario, although you wouldn't be able to have copyright that you could claim if somebody has taken part or whole of your AI creation, there might be other ways to sue somebody who has done that. But yeah, it's a murky field, and it's evolving, so you have to be following what's happening. So you have to be careful. So again, it looks like not sure, but it looks like the safe area would be to go 100% human rather than using AI. looks like. That's not the way I'm going right now. I'm very biased because I just want to amplify what everything. I want to amplify the quality of my work, the quantity of my work, the scale of my work. I can't do that on my own, and I don't have the money to hire a whole team. Therefore, I'm gonna use AI and until it doesn't make sense anymore. And then I'll happily go to 100% human. I don't mind. But I'm exploring. Exploring is what I do, baby. Oh, so yeah, I'm gonna end on this. And while I'm here, just wanted to let you know again. So I do short stories as well as I do I do music, short stories, books. Have a look at rethinkcreative.online, and I've got this right here. This is the last short story. I do a short story every 24th. So 24th of every month. And this one is called Jerry's Funhouse Mirror Mind. And just to this one, I should have actually, let me see if I've got this the right way around. Yes, I do. There you go. Jerry's Funhouse Mirror Mind. Because all of us, I think, have that as creatives. We've got this problem where we have a wrong idea of what our art is, what our mind is, and unfortunately, because we've got that reflection or that idea of ourselves, we go around looking at the world in a very distorted way, a very warped. We've got a warped view of ourselves and actually of others. We misinterpret people's reaction to our art and to us. So this is depicting that. So thank you for staying as long as this with me, and we're gonna say bye bye. We'll see you in the next one. So in the meantime, have a look again at rethinkcreative.online. And as it says there, say it with me: reflect, redefine, rise. Ciao.